Hey everybody! We finally jumped into shiplapping today. I've been kind of preparing for this for a long time. I tried getting some just regular quarter-inch plywood. I think it was supposedly sanded on one side. It was not very smooth, and I spent a lot of time sanding it down and sanding the edges and priming it and painting it, and I ended up, what I had done was I actually had it cut too wide, I think, and so I had it cut to 7 7/8 because I thought, well, that'll be efficient. We'll have nice wide boards and get them in quick and everything, but it just didn't look good with the wall. So I went back to Lowe's and got some stuff called Revolution ply. I think it's $14 or $15 a sheet. It's the same price as their quarter-inch plywood was, and much smoother. It's kind of here, I'll show you what it looks like before it's painted. I guess it's a type of plywood, but it's much smoother, and it comes primed on one side. It's definitely a little more flimsy than regular quarter-inch plywood, but for me, since I've got drywall on the walls. It's not like you're going over anything really rough here. So I didn't need it to be anything except for the looks. So for my needs, it was perfect. And since it was already primed on one side, all we had to do was just sand, these edges. And I had my son and a friend just take sandpaper and sand those a little bit, and then go over it with a roller and paint the edges and the ends and the faces of the wood. And we went ahead and did that ahead of time so that it would be, it would look so nice and finished when we got it up. Because I'm not sure, I think I'm just going to actually leave it the way it is with the nails adding a little character and not actually try to, make it look perfect with filled nail holes and everything. So I really love how it turned out. My wonderful friend Pam came over today and helped with it and really gave me a lot of good advice. Had a lot of good ideas, saved me from doing some really dumb things that I probably would have done if I'd have tried to do it on my own. And it was a really fun time spending time together, working together. I really love working together with friends and family, and I'm really thankful for all of my friends and family who have pitched in with this project. So so we're gonna do that. We only did a little bit of the wall because when we put in our French doors, we don't want to just like have the boards all running close but not quite there and then end up with a bunch of short boards. So because so many of these will end up needing to be cut exactly to size, we just stopped right there, and we were running out of plywood anyway, so and out of time. So anyway, it took us we probably worked on it for a good 2, maybe 3 hours to get that done. And that was just a lot of learning curve, figuring out the best way to get it done. And so I think when we get back to it, it will move pretty quickly, and we'll be able to knock out the rest of this wall once we have the door installed. And then planning on taking it through this corner, I think, and have like the shiplap as the back of that pantry. I think that would look cool. So we'll see how that goes, but probably do that. Oh, and with the shiplap, I was going to start at the bottom and have to shim up the wood and get it all level down there. But we ended up, my pastor's wife, or Miss Pam, thought maybe we should start at the top, and that actually worked really well. I was thinking it would be a pain to start at the top and it'd be easier to start at the bottom and build from there, but really it worked out great, working down from the ceiling, and this way I can just scribe the wood to be just, go right against the flooring and look really nice. And yeah, because our floor kind of just slants. It just slants the whole way down the room, and it looks like our ceiling does the same thing. You can't really see it as much over there, up there, but there's, I don't know if you can see that. There's a pretty good gap. It's a lot of white on white. I guess it's hard to see. But anyway, there's a pretty good gap between the top of the shiplap and the actual ceiling. But the nice thing is, if I caulk, you really probably won't be able to tell that much, or I'll probably end up doing crown molding anyway, so not a big deal. But yeah, I love it. It adds so much character and texture to the room and really gives it a nice look. So highly recommend a little bit of shiplap.